Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is a very new thing for me, so it is very uncomfortable, I won't lie, recording myself. But this is also super important to me. So I want to talk a little bit about who I am, what I'm doing on this channel, and why. Why am I doing it? So let's start with who I am. My name is Kendra Gunn. I am a high school teacher. I was certified 7 years ago. So I have been teaching for 7 years. 6 of those in Texas public schools and 1 of them in a private school overseas. Trust me, it's a great experience. Wouldn't do it again. Prior to that, I was in college. I went to college when I was 24. I didn't go until then for other reasons. And I graduated when I was 28. And, well, I graduated with English for secondary education, meaning I'm certified for 8th grade through 12th grade. After that, I started teaching here in North Texas. I obtained my master's degree a few years later. I have a master's in education focusing on literacy studies, which is all the training that a reading specialist in an elementary school gets. I did everything for that reading specialist except for the test itself, because when I finished my research, I was teaching overseas. And so I was not able to take the test when my classmates did. But all that being said, my experience is much more intense than that. I have been, well, I taught for 7 years. I tutored for the 4 years I was in college. And prior to that, I was homeschooling my baby brother and sister. I myself was homeschooled 1st through 7th grade and then 11th and 12th grade. 8th grade, I went to kind of a homeschool co-op private school. It was 4 days a week, and it was about 20 students big. So it was just a few families getting together and doing a private school. And then I went to a regular private school for 9th and 10th grade. My mother homeschooled me, like I said, 1st through 7th grade, and then 11th and 12th I kind of did on my own because I already knew what I needed to do. My mother was a 10th grade, you might say, dropout. More precisely, she got married and got pregnant, and they kicked her out of school because she was pregnant, and that's what they did back then. She had 7 children. After her 5th child, her husband, my father, died back when I was 4, and left her a widow without a high school diploma with 5 children. At the same time she homeschooled us, she also worked 1 to 3 jobs at any given point to keep food on the table and a roof over our heads. It was not an easy job. It was not an easy time for her. It wasn't easy for us, but she did it. So while my youngest siblings are still finding their feet, my older siblings, I am the 4th of 7, so I have 3 older siblings, 2 sisters and a brother, have really found themselves. So my oldest sister owns her own business. My brother, the next oldest, works in logistics. My sister, the 3rd one down, has a PhD in geophysics, and I myself have a master's in education. Now, understand something about my sister with a PhD in geophysics. We were homeschooled by our mother, who didn't have a high school degree and could not teach us how to do fractions. I love my mother. I have a great amount of respect for her, but I don't even know if I could repeat how she showed us to do fractions, to add and subtract specifically. A single problem, such as 3/8 plus 1/2, would take us half a page to figure out. And we were only right about 3/4 of the time. But even with that, my sister went and got a geophysics degree. And I mean, it was heavy math the way she did it. So, that being said, what I'm going to do in this video series is to provide you all of the tools I can to help you homeschool. So here we are in probably one of the strangest points in history that has been recorded. A world where everything is being shut down. Whether you agree with the shutdowns or disagree with the shutdowns, it doesn't really matter. What we are looking at, or we're kind of looking down the barrel at specifically, is a year where the educational system is going to be in ruins. We have the federal government saying one thing, the local government saying other things, and the Texas Education Agency saying something completely different. And there's no telling what this year is going to be. At any given point, your child may be sent home for weeks on end, and we don't know when, where, how, or why that may be. And as a teacher, the most important thing to me is that children are educated. That's what matters. It's not about whether I get paid. Yes, I would like to feed myself, but that's not what it's about. If I wanted money, I wouldn't have gone into education. What I want to do is help you help them, and maybe at the same time you can help yourself feel more confident, because a lot more people have the ability to teach than realize it. You have the ability to help your child be successful. You have way more ability to do it than probably I do. I have the degree and I have the knowledge, but you know your child. And so what this series is going to focus on is kind of all of the basics that you may need to homeschool your child. You can homeschool them for a few months till everything gets back to normal, if it does. You can homeschool them for the rest of their academic career. That's your choice. But I want to help you, and I want to help them, and that's where this matters. So that's what I'm going to do, and kind of why I'm going to do it. I also am going to say a few things about me personally. I'm a very strong believer. I have very strong convictions, and I have very strong feelings about what's happening in our world today, and it is heart-wrenching for me to see all of the devastation around me at this time. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I do know any and all hope we have comes from God. And that's kind of my point. So right now I have a strong desire to help you help your children, because I believe that's what God wants me to do. I have the tools to do it, and that's what I'm going to do, even if I'm uncomfortable videotaping myself. So, next video, I'm going to talk about some of the online options that you have, and I'm going to talk about if you decide you don't want to do those online options. That's what this video series is mostly for. I'm going to talk about how to set goals. I'm going to talk about yearly goals and monthly goals and weekly goals and daily goals. And then I'm going to do a video that focuses on how to make your life easier by crossing over content, so that you're not doing an hour on English and an hour on history and an hour on science and an hour on math and an hour on Spanish and so on. Some things don't cross over, and we'll talk about that in the crossover video. Then I'm going to do a video that focuses on reading. And that is kind of my outline for this week. That's what I want to do. The videos will get posted today, this one, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then Friday, I'm going to make the following week's videos. So if you have questions or comments or things you want me to look at or things you want me to do to focus on to help you, submit them to the videos. You can find them on YouTube or BitChute, and let me know, and I will do what I can to help you. Otherwise, have a great day, you guys.